Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So, Hakeem Jeffries is the first Black leader of any party in Congress. House Democrats, they have elected him as the minority leader. And this is so significant because I'm not sure if you guys are following what's going on in politics right now, but the House of Representatives is a mess. Like it's chaotic. It's worse than Bravo. Okay. And Hakeem Jeffries is someone who reminds me of a young Barack Obama. He's a moderate Democrat, but he is very presidential in the way that he addresses the crowds. He is very, no nonsense. He's very business. And that's exactly what we need. We need an adult in the room because the Republicans have been pretty much turning on themselves. The party has been imploding from the inside out. So, with the Democrats putting all of their votes and their political capital behind Hakeem Jeffries, which he's leading the votes, by the way, Kevin McCarthy, even though the Republicans have the majority in the House right now, they can't get it together to decide who they want to be the Speaker of the House. So the Speaker of the House, of course, is significant because they're the third in line to the presidency. So if something were to happen to, Joe Biden and VP Kamala Harris, then that person will be the next president of the United States. Not only that, but they have a lot of power. And so Kevin McCarthy, they're the leader of the whole House of Representatives. And Kevin McCarthy thought, I guess, that, after he was, bowing and kissing the ring of Donald Trump and just basically trying to bribe his colleagues in the House within the Republican Party, he thought that they were going to fall in line and support him, but clearly they have not been. So there's a small subset of the Republican Party. Well, I shouldn't even say small, but it's about 20 members. And they're pretty far right in their ideology. Okay. So they're, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz and Lauren Boebert, among others, who refuse to support Kevin McCarthy for a myriad of different reasons. But they keep voting for just random people like, Matt Gaetz. He voted for Donald Trump to be the speaker, which I found out just recently. You don't even have to be in Congress to be elected the Speaker of the House, which doesn't make sense to me, but it's in the Constitution. So I'm like, okay, I thought that you had to be an elected official to be the Speaker of the House, the third in line to the presidency, right? It would make sense. But you don't have to be. So they are just in disarray right now. And the one person I can say that is really taking congressional leadership seriously is Hakeem Jeffries. Like he's, 10 toes down and he's saying, we basically need a Speaker of the House to be elected in order to swear in new members and to get stuff done, to govern and legislate and, to put new bills on the table for President Biden to sign and to get the ball rolling. They can't even get any business done until they elect a Speaker of the House officially. Okay. And so it's problematic because while Kevin McCarthy, in his arrogance, he actually moved all his stuff in the office. I know he's going to be really embarrassed when he has to move all that stuff out because the people in his party refuse to back him. And he's promised everything, you guys. He's like, if you vote for me, I'll XYZ. It reminded me of, like the middle school presidential elections and their campaigns. But he basically promised his colleagues in the Republican Party that, if he were to do one wrong thing or, he wouldn't have any real power and I'll do this and I'll do that. He's making all these promises. Okay. When it's clear that they keep going and they keep voting for a Speaker of the House. And the person who has the most votes is Hakeem Jeffries. But the Republicans refuse to back him for their own personal reasons. I truly believe it has to do with, back the backlash that we received with Trump. They don't want to back someone that was similar to Barack Obama because he did such a good job. You know what I mean? Whether it's racial resentment, personal vendetta, whatever the case may be, because Hakeem Jeffries is the perfect person to be the Speaker of the House. And it's interesting because this is historical. This has not happened. They took a 11th or 12th, I think it was tonight, vote for the speaker. That hasn't happened since 1859. That's never happened in our history past the 10th vote, okay? So this is really, significant. And, Hakeem Jeffries, he says, that because, of course, reporters would ask him, like, well, are the Democrats going to back, they're going to change their vote and, back a Republican and, try to help the Republican Party? Hakeem Jeffries was like, no, I'm not going to help them. We're not going to help them out of their own dysfunction. They need to learn how to either govern the nation and represent their constituents or move aside and let the Democrats do it. And I completely understand that, because if they can't even come together as a unified party in order to back one person, then how are they supposed to try to govern an entire nation? You know what I mean? And what makes me even more concerned is that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Rick Perry and other people live in such gerrymandered districts that they largely go unchallenged. So they're representatives in districts that no one's challenging them. No one's holding their feet to the fire. There's no accountability measures. And I feel like they're really scared to put their votes behind Jeffries. He only needs 6 Republicans to wake up and have some sense. And if they were to vote for him, then he would become the Speaker of the House, and they refuse to do so. Like, they're casting a vote for Trump, and they're casting votes for, Jim Jordan and, and other people. And it's like, it doesn't really make sense. Byron McDonald, who, I guess they're trying to do the same playbook that they did with Herschel Walker. They're just like, okay, well, any black man will do since this black man has the majority of the votes. It doesn't work like that. Okay, that line of thinking is so off. It's so skewed. And it's sad, because in the year of our Lord, 2023, we should be past people thinking that Black people are a monolith. We're not. We think differently. We have a full spectrum of our humanity that they refuse to see. They're just trying to throw any Black man up against Hakeem Jeffries. And that's not going to work, just like it didn't work with Herschel Walker. So I really respect Representative Jeffries. I think that, he has earned the accolades and the respect that he commands when he walks into the room. The former speaker, Nancy Pelosi, she says she put her full support behind Hakeem Jeffries. And he is truly the House Speaker that we need right now, because the Republican Party is a hot mess. And I need them to get it together so that Congress can actually do the job that the taxpayers are paying them to do. Because right now, they can't get anything done until the representatives get their house in order. So I'm hoping that, at least 6 moderate Republicans can come across the aisle and, do some kind of bipartisan work and say, okay, we need to put our support behind Hakeem Jeffries, just like some people did, vote for Barack Obama, and the whole country was better for it. So we'll see, but this is historical. This has never happened in our nation's history. And like Hakeem Jeffries said, it's not his responsibility nor the Democrats' responsibility to fix the dysfunction within the Republican Party. They need to either get it together or or step aside and let somebody else do it. So I'll keep you guys posted. Take care, Aces.